control of the series?
Well, with the exception of Jason Tatum, as you mentioned, everybody else looked like Spice Adams. The thing was, Skip, if you look at it, only 3 Heat players attempted free throws. Everybody shot the ball poorly. When you look at it, the Heat was 33% from the floor. The Celtics was under 40% from the floor. The Celtics were under 24% from the three. But they got to the free throw line 38 times and they made 36 of them. So when they don't turn the ball over, what we've seen, Skip, game 1 in the third quarter, the Celtics turned the ball over. The Heat seized control of the ball game. They won. In game 3, after that convincing win the Celtics had in Miami, they come out lackluster, turned the ball over 19 times. Turned the ball over 23 times, 19 of them steal. Celtics take control of the series. Last night, when the Celtics, Udoka should say, look, guys, when we don't turn the ball over, they can't beat us. Their half-court offense isn't very good. The way they've beaten us is that they've been allowed to get out in transition because we've turned the ball over. When we don't turn the ball over, they can't beat us. It's as simple as that. And that's what we saw last night, Skip. Look, I know Jimmy Butler is injured, but we've seen far too many times, Skip. This is not the first time that we've seen Jimmy Butler put up big performances, be totally healthy, and come out and give you a 14-point or a 12-point outing. So I'm not willing to say all of this is on his knee. Some of it could be, but this is what I tell guys. You're allowed to play injured. You're allowed to play hurt, but you damn sure better play well because people will not give you an excuse, Skip, of being injured or hurt if you put yourself in that position to get on the field, to get on the court. They expect you to play as if nothing's wrong because all they see is Butler on the back of that Heat jersey. So when I look at it, Skip, it's hard for me to explain it. I mean, you look up and you're down, the team is down by 20, 22, and you look up in the second quarter and they're down by 27, and you look up at a point in time in the game in the third quarter, they're down by 30, and I'm like, what the hell is this? Because I've seen this play out over the last 3 or 4 games, is that teams are getting down in quarters by 20 and 30 points, and I can't explain it. I just can't explain it. I just know the Heat shot the ball poorly last night, and the Celtics didn't bail them out. Skip, look, I don't expect P.J. Tucker to give me another 17-point, 17.9 rebound outing. Skip, Bam, we got to stop expecting Bam to be Jokic. Stop expecting Bam to be Joel Embiid. That's not what he is. That's not who he is. He's not a Karl Anthony Towns. He's more of a 17, 18-point, maybe a 10-rebound game. That's when things go well. But we've seen far too many of the first 2 games. We saw this. He had 16 points in the first 2 games. He exploded in the third game. So will the real Bam Adebayo, will he please step forward? Because if he doesn't play well with Tyler Hero being out, Skip, where are they going to get the points from? So for me, I feel very comfortable in my selection. Boston in 6. As you notice, I got my green on today, so I feel very comfortable from where I'm sitting. I'm here in Baltimore, Crab Cake City, in the catbird seat.
Huh. I am green with envy. Okay, first I'm going to take care of my Miami Heat, which will win this series in 7 games. But for whatever reason, a very veteran, high-culture basketball team decided not to play last night. They decided they had stolen, literally, Game 3 on Saturday night in Boston, literally stole it with 19 steals, and they came out last night not caring a bit about winning that game. 2 minutes into the game, I'm going to read my tweet. 2 minutes in, I tweeted, "It is painfully clear the Miami Heat, up 2-1, don't care about winning this game. Every shot is afterthought tentative. It's like nobody even wanted to try to shoot." I continue with my tweet. "No hustle for loose balls. Jimmy Butler should have just rested his knees for Game 5, obviously back in Miami." Okay, that was all you needed to know about the Heat last night. But here is the silver lining, the glass half full from last night that nobody is talking about. This is why I believe that my Miami Heat will win Games 5 and 7 at home, because the Celtics are getting a pass because of the final score and the deluge of a deficit in the middle of this game, obviously late in the first quarter on. But, Shannon, did you notice that Jason Tatum is back with 1 out of 7 from 3? Would you believe that Jaylen Brown is at it again with 1 out of 8 from 3? Would you believe that Derek White made all the difference in the world in the starting lineup with 1 out of 8 from 3? Would you believe that Grant Williams, that three-point bomber coming off the bench, went 1 of 5 from 3? Wait a second. Those guys add up to 4 of 26 from 3, and they still won by 20 points? That's because the Heat quit to start the game. They just flat out quit. They didn't quit for the whole game. They just quit for the first quarter. And obviously they fell woefully behind. They were down 26-4 with 2:02 left in the first quarter. 26-4. Finally, Victor Oladipo came off the bench and began to make shots. And the resounding irony, the painful irony of last night is that Victor Oladipo coming off the bench with 23 points outscored the whole starting lineup, which in the end had next to nothing. What was it? Oladipo had 23.
18.
Yeah, 18. They had